guess what? We are one right now. Look at this. But let's get in the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to the Train Journey Part 4, the biggest episode I have did yet. And then we went to see where Trump unit was on display, and then we saw it at the warehouse. So we went in the parking lot, get a few photos, and then left to go to a hotel and chill. And then wake up in the morning. Oh, and we went into engine shops. We woke up, drove the yard, picked up our VIP pass, saw the SP unit, which is this unit. And then we pretty much went on the tour bus because it was rail days. And we learned a lot. We got a few photos like this Gevo hauling power. After the bus tour, we saw two damaged cab units, and I was trying to find the other one because there was one more on the local. But here's one of the damaged cabs, and here's the other two together. And then we went to a train show and saw these S7 units, and I think it's 844. I'll check in the photo when it comes up. Yeah, it is 844 with the OCS. And they did have a lot of trains running with 1616 indeed, but I didn't get a photo of that. So then we went around more. So we saw this F7 in Santa Fe, which was pretty cool to see in that scale. Here's in front of the Trump unit. It's kind of cool. I think, in my opinion, this should have been the 250 unit, but they made a regular unit of 1776, of course. But that's the 1776. And then after we saw this, which was fun, but that was cool. Then here's a photo from the bridge on the bus tour, private property. But yeah, it was cool seeing from this angle. And then we saw the Katy in the yard. Here's some photos. Yeah, here's the Katy in North Platte. Then, like 2 to 3, 4 minutes later, they have a thing called Area 51 with it's like a building. I don't know what it's used for. Then there's this caboose from the tour. Yeah, so if the crew needs to change and it's way too cold to drive a van, this is what they pick them up. They have it at like the first car of the train, which is pretty cool to me. I don't know about your opinions, but it's pretty cool to me. And then we were just driving, and then the CXS somehow on the UP line. We saw there was a second one from the tower when we went in the tower after this, but it was pretty cool to see 2 CXSs in the yard. And then, yeah, that's cool. And then after that, we drove the other 2 friends that were with us, and then we went to Kearney, Nebraska, and then Gibbons, Nebraska. We saw a few trains. Yeah, and then it was pretty cool. In Kearney, there's a Kearney Rail Cam on Virtual Rail Fan. You should go check that out. I waved. I might be in the grab bag, which is their highlight of the week. But that was cool seeing Kearney. But before we got to Kearney, we saw this on the Kearney cam, and we were about 25 minutes away, and then we saw a train. So we had to turn around and hear what it was. I'll show you in 3, 2, 1. It was this GATX, which was pretty cool to see in person. I'm gonna roll a clip of the video. It was pretty cool to see in person. That's all I got to say. It's pretty rare to see. I've seen it 2 times before now. And then this is the rest we saw today. This cool car is $250 for the military. We did not know this was on the line, which is pretty cool to see in person. But here's the rest of the video. Sorry, I just had to explain that. Back to the train show, and then we went to the L scale layout because we saw cool things. I got some videos and photos I can show you. Might as well let me show you them right now. Those boxcars are the main Union Pacific Heritage units. And that's not my scale anymore. I used to have that scale. And I think they do have an HO scale, so we might be making HO scales with those boxcars soon. And I will be making HO scale videos soon, just a heads up. You don't know when. And then, of course, they had a second train and a third train. I'll show you this other one. It's a military Union Pacific train, which looks cool to me. And then there's a train after that with no stop. This is 911 in NS. That's on layout, not running. And we got some cool photos of it. Then here's the pink ribbon. Wasn't moving on layout either, and it has its own caboose. Then here's the full look. And then we got Missouri Northern, Western Pacific, Katy, Rio Grande, Chicago and Northwestern, Southern Pacific. And then this is the caboose for 9/11, honoring our veterans. Then this is on a different layout, 1989 with then We Are One, 1979. There's a full train. Then there's a pink ribbon. There's a Chicago Northwestern steam engine and caboose. Then here's a cool one I found. And then we saw 2 more NS trains in Gibbons. Y rail fanning for the Missouri Pacific because it said it was with another SP unit. And then we left at like 5 o'clock Central Time because it didn't pass. And then another SP unit that wasn't reported in 2 days unexpectedly went through Kearney. So then we turned back around to catch it. Then here's some of the photos. Let's go. And then we just saw it a few more times, and then we went to a yard, just chilled there, and then we eventually went to see if the We Are One's there because it finally got reported in first time for 2 days there. Because I was really wanting to see that unit. Then I get a notification why we're chasing this SP unit from Harrods units. We Are One reported North Platte by the engine shops. While we were driving there, we saw this, and we're like, oh, we could get a few photos of that. It's a smash. Smash like Hulk smashed the cab. He didn't actually, but it looks like he freaking smashed it, bro. That engine is totally not being repaired. And then we eventually found it by the diesel shops, and it was pretty cool seeing. I don't know why the cab doors open, and bro, I got some amazing shots. It even looks AI, but trust me, it's not AI. If you comment AI, you will piss me off, and eventually your comment will be deleted. But if you don't do it, that means nothing's gonna really happen. But it was pretty cool seeing in person. I hope to see this again after it stayed in the desert for like 3 years in California. And then I did a few videos because why not just move the camera a little. And then, and then we saw this. And then, I saw 4011, which was pretty cool units. And then, we stayed one more night, and then tomorrow we had to leave at like 3 p.m. So, we went to the hotel, went to bed. Then in the morning, we went to Airport Road, went a little more, and then maintenance. So we just left, went down, and then called a quits, which means we started heading home. But it was a good trip. Here's what we saw on the last day and a half. This is called the Z train, which it means it has more than like 6 engines, and it's called C train, which is a lot of engines. And then this was stopped and then started moving. But yeah, here's some video. started leaving, and then we saw this. And then on the way home, we saw another special car. Let me just show you. We saw another 250 car. So we turned around. Went to a bridge, caught it, flew a drone, and then got some good shots. And then we left. And then that was the end of our great trip. Outro time!